Your boss comes and tells you that you need to stay 1 hour later from your normal working hours. The reason is that you need to focus on this project that has not been finished for a while, and you decide to stay and work on that project. The next day, you start sharing with your colleague and tell them, I don't know what is wrong with the boss. He actually asked me to stay longer. I stayed here until 6 p.m. yesterday working on this project. And the person you're talking to, they're like, oh, he did that. That was not nice. Why is it so? How can I help you? Is there something that I can be able to guide you maybe through? You know, this process, I don't know what is wrong with them. Sometimes they demand too much from us. They don't understand how much work we already have, and the normal day-to-day work is actually taking a lot of our time and effort, and even we don't have time for our own personal life. And on the flip side, the boss is probably thinking, what is wrong with these people? They can't really take initiative to create some time for that they can finish this project. As much as it is an additional project from our normal day-to-day work, they should be able to think for themselves and know that this project is also important, that needs to be worked on. That is an super example of what the psychologist Stephen Kapman calls the drama triangle. And the drama triangle is basically a social model of human interaction, and actually showing how dysfunctional our interactions are at work, at home, in our community, at church, in different places. As long as you are dealing with people, you will find whenever there is some conflict or something that is not working out, you can always identify these three roles that you, me, and other people take. Number one is the victim, there's the prosecutor, and also we have the rescuer. Now, in this example that I have just shared with you, the person who has been asked to stay there longer, and then the next day you go start complaining, or let me just say sharing with your colleague, you are the victim. The victim role, the person feels as if they are helpless, they are powerless, they actually feel ashamed, and they feel as if they have not control over the situation. You will find people who take up this role of the victim using statements like, what can I do? I can't do anything. I don't know why this keeps on happening to me. And on the flip side, this colleague that you are gossiping, sharing, or just telling them or complaining what you have gone through is the rescuer. The rescuer is a role whereby someone wants to save you. They want to take care of you. They feel like they are responsible for what you are going through, and they really want to save you. So you'll find people who take the role of a rescuer, they want to rescue or save the victim. And the boss in this case is the prosecutor. A prosecutor now is someone who is feeling self-righteous. They are always angry. Actually, they are bullies. I've seen bullies in the workplace, and they really push their agenda across. Most of the time, they are the source of the toxic work environment. And you can see this kind of roles that take place in our workplace, in our homes. And I would tell you this, the drama triangle cycle actually creates a very unhealthy and unproductive environment. Also note that these roles are not permanent to someone. We tend to switch the roles. Someone who is a victim feeling as if they have nothing to do, then the prosecutor comes to them and they're on their case, they can switch to become the rescuer, and the rescuer can also switch and become the prosecutor. The thing is, for you to identify what is like your default role whenever there is a conflict, what seems to be the role that you most of the time take. And once you have identified, and I can tell you this, a bigger majority of people, they tend to take the victim role. And the bosses in general tend to be the prosecutors. And of course, some of the colleagues will be the rescuers. Once you have identified what is like your default role, the next thing is ask yourself, how can I get out of this drama triangle? And I have some suggestions for you. Number one, if you are a victim, instead of being a victim, I want you to be like a creator. Take 100% responsibility of where you are at where things are at, set goals for your life, for your job, and start working towards achieving them. I would want to emphasize taking 100% responsibility of where you are is the most powerful and empowering thing you can ever do. You can take responsibility based on what you do. Whatever you do, know that there are consequences. Take 100% responsibility. Take responsibility based on what you don't do. Sometimes things happen because of things that we did not do. So take responsibility of that. And this is what really some people miss out. I want to put it to you and challenge you to take responsibility on things that happened to you. You didn't do them. You did not do something and then it went bad. Things that even happened to you that are outside your control. Take responsibility of that. If you find yourself taking the rescuer's role, I want you to shift and take up the role of a coach. And being a coach, you're actually helping the victim achieve their own goals. This is by providing support, asking questions, giving them feedback. You know, initially, when you look at the relationship between a victim and an rescuer, it looks like a love relationship whereby this rescuer is actually helping the other person, but it is not true. You're actually enabling the victim to continue staying there. Think about it like through this story. Someone who is hungry, rather than giving them the fish, teach them how to fish. If you just give them the fish, you're becoming a rescuer and you're rescuing them. And you'll find the person who is hungry is like, oh, I'm really hungry, I can't do anything about it. But if you are a coach, you will teach them how to fish so that next time they are hungry, they know how to get the fish. And finally, the role of a prosecutor. Instead of always taking that self-righteous position where you are always right and you're bullying people around, I would want to suggest to you, why don't you become a challenger? Challenge the victim, challenge the rescuer, actually to be able to learn, to grow, and to be able to achieve more. Rather than taking that position where you're like, what is wrong with you guys? Can't you take responsibility? Can't you do this job? Ask yourself, how can I enable them actually to do the job? From the other video that I shared about being a micromanager, where you actually are hovering over the people and wondering why they are not doing the job, giving them that space and actually creating a path through which they can be able to learn, and you empower them and challenge them to do more. That will be a more productive role to take. You can easily get off this drama triangle by taking up these alternative roles, and you will have a much positive and healthier relationship with your colleagues, with your family, and even with yourself. I've also talked about, are you really thinking that you're not a micromanager? Make sure you take a look at this video. Let me know what you have learned from this video. Drop it in the comment, and until my next video, I'm out.